OMG, baby. Welcome to Mets 55. It's been a while. This is Mets 55, right? Right, my friend?
Yeah.
What are we gonna say? Games, results, things beyond words. Lindor. When he gives you everything you got, he gives you more. He is the man. Senga's expression when he hit the grand slam,
It
priceless, hilarious.
was
Just
great. Yeah.
it's all fun stuff. Great team. They were the best team for the last 4 months. You can't take that away, even though it took like the last couple of games of the season. The game in Atlanta, the games in Milwaukee. What happened the other night, just incredible. They get a lot of rest. It starts Sunday. That's all I want to say, man. OMG. It really started when they put Lindor in the one hole. And then, JD Martinez, he's not lighting it up. But when he came on board and his veteran presence, something happened, man. And they all got
They
going.
all learned a lot. You're
Mendoza,
right. They did.
and Mendoza is a master chess player. The guy
Manager of
knows
the year.
ball.
There's no one even close. He's the manager of the year.
He
David
is,
Stearns is the
and
executive of the year. Steve Cohen is
absolutely.
the owner of
And
the
the
year.
players love him, but you know what? You can see his look. If you're not doing a job, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, he's not afraid to get other guys in there. Who knew Vientos was going to be Vientos? I don't care who you are. No one knew that. Iglesias, he's not that young. He's never been,
He's 33. Yeah.
he's been what, a 240 hitter? And just what he's done. And even Acuna comes out, the guy comes when the door is down, and this guy comes in, unbelievable. And I got to tell you, my Met right now, uh, which is I don't know if he's going to start getting his kudos. People wanted him to get rid of. He was hurt a lot. He's big. He's a long guy. And then he gives you seven shutout innings at a starter. Then Mendoza has him in relief, but
Unbelievable.
Peterson never relief in his life. He comes in the most important ninth inning in the last decade, the most important ninth inning, and comes in and he does the job. He just gets lefties out. He just stabilizes everybody. Then now he's been a reliever. This is unbelievable.
It's almost too good to be true what we're seeing, Vin. You're right.
Well, this
But
if this was a movie script, you would say this can never happen. This is stupid,
right.
you know.
Like
And,
Rocky. Rocky was a
and
stupid script. No one wanted it, but look
the
at
thought of pay right, that's funny, a long time ago. But you think, man, they were on the road for 15 days. The travel schedule was insane. Even now they're starting out in California, but unbelievable.
yeah, they'll have
But
plenty of time to rest and get out there and do what they got to do.
and this regime, like the one before or the two before, getting rid of Turner, getting rid of Murphy, getting rid of Wheeler, everybody's like, get rid of Peterson, but they were smart enough to know when this guy's healthy and he's
Well,
learning and he's getting better, give him a chance. They gave him a chance. You know what Quintano's ERA is?
ridiculous. Yeah.
His in the last 12 starts, the first going back 12 times. He had 4 games. His ERA was like 8 point something. The
Mhm.
last 8 games, his ERA is 0.57.
Well, you know, I have just three things that I want to say, and everything you said is it's just so dead on and so fucking exciting. Okay, number one, you just mentioned Peterson, Quintana. You could also throw Severino. You could throw in what's his name, Mania. Those pitchers, those guys, and McGill were not what they are now when they came to the Mets. That tells me I'm crazy, and I know that they did this in Milwaukee. Stearns, he's got that concept, that lab. They threw a ton of money so that these guys watch their mechanics. If you watch Mania warm up, he has that sweeper. He's standing on this mound and he throws it behind the plate to the other one in the bullpen. You saw that, right?
Right,
So
right.
he's got like that. So they have a system, they have a thing to make them better. And that's all because David Stearns and Mendoza are on the same page They know what they're doing, and he's done it before, Stearns, because Milwaukee is a formidable organization, turned it into an organization. I think that has something to do with it. I really do. That's number one. The pitching is I think going to be so much better no matter who comes over. And if you start bringing in guys that are already terrific, they're only going to get better. That's one. And number two, we saw last night, the other night, such celebration, such great time. Lindor, look, it's hard to say this, but I don't really think there's a Met that was ever better than him now. He's really earned that place in 3 short years almost, because he's had such massive hits in big moments to save the day. And he's such a leader. He's a fantastic glove. He teaches these guys, he makes everybody feel good. They're like a family. Now, I saw Pete, we all did, drunk, having a great time, go like this and whisper into Stearns' ear on the field. And Stearns went like that. I know he must have said, get it done. I want to stay here. It's got to be because he was having such a good time. Right. So that just tells me they have made this now. The Mets are a magnet that people are going to want to come here. Winker, guy's just like standing in the corner, smoking a cigar, soaking it in. He says, how does this guy Lindor hit a grand slam, barely make a face? He says, if I got a base hit, I would have been jumping up and down, you know? So it's just crazy. And the last thing I wanted to say, one other thing, and then I'll shut up.
Yeah.
We're fans since 67, just like those other two guys, Jet fans from 1967, right? Now, here's the thing. Yes, that's you and me. We know. Um, for all the people that ever watch this, right? If this younger people, our sons, right? They might say, well, at least you guys saw them win like the Jets too. You've seen some great things. You've seen 86. I got to tell you something. September 30th, they won in such dramatic fashion, as big a game as you're ever going to see as a Met fan, ever. Celebration, champagne, they made the postseason. Then 3 days later, right, they beat Milwaukee. Champagne, celebration, you know, that's two celebrations in like 4 days. I mean, Jesus, right? Think about that. They beat them 2 out of 3
Right.
after winning that first game Monday, right? So Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, done, right? Then they go into the next one. And 4 games later, celebration again. You know, you've never seen a window in time, 9 days, that's all that is, where you had 3 celebrations, massive hits, massive home runs, massive success, right? Hold on. By, I need to fix the lighting here. Massive success by so many different moments ever. So you're seeing the Mets right now at their best. What you've seen this year so far, we've never seen. We saw Tom Seaver, you know, saw Jerry Kuzman, Mike Piazza, his little home run. They didn't win anything when he hit that 9-11 home run, although it was great. This 9-day window for all the people who don't know what it's like to feel, wow, the younger people, what it must have been like when they won in 69, when they won in 80, it gets through. Like, you know, what's his name? Vin Scully, it gets through Buckner. No. Bob Murphy gets by Buckner, you know. That's the one we remember because we listened on the radio. 86 was amazing, but that was one game. They come back and win. You know, we've never seen them clinch 3 different celebrations in 9 days. Think about how nuts that is. So this is the glory period for the Mets. And if you've seen this, it stands up, I think, to anything that there ever was. Tell me if I'm wrong. What do you think?
No, absolutely correct. And I think when you watch, listen, when Lindor came 3 years ago, you're watching the maturation of a guy who is just develop. If he stays healthy, and we have him for pretty much the rest of his career, it's easy. Best Jet, Namath, best Mets player, Shiva, but Lindor, in terms of having
Position
a
player.
chance to accomplish a lot, um, could be wind up being maybe the greatest
Position
Met
player.
player
The
ever.
position, yeah. You know,
But
pitches are
just
different, but
but
he's just
overall,
unreal.
no, no, I'm just saying the guy,
It's
you
hard to
might
pass Seaver, but you know,
it's hard to pass, but to say that it's a possibility to this guy go up there, he gets up there and bases loaded. And I love Bader. Bader's great. He goes, man, he's the coldest dude, man. Cold as ice. But what you're seeing with Lindor when he ran around the bases just very professionally, why'd you do that? The job wasn't done. Like maybe if that grand slam had won the game, he goes, job wasn't done, game wasn't over. He has that great smile. You're not seeing a lot of it. And I'll tell you why you're not seeing a lot of it. Ball players obviously want to always win championships. There's a great observation. People don't remember or don't know sometimes he was on Cleveland, made it to the seventh game of the World Series,
yeah.
and they didn't get it done. And I'm sure he's not talking about it, but he has a serious look on his face. That's why I love looking at Mendoza. That guy oozes baseball.
Yeah, he's the best.
Strategy. Hey, wait, how are they pitching Senga to start? He knew the guy's going 2 innings. Peterson's coming in. They're throwing a curveball at him. Now you're going from a crazy righty who throws a ghost pitch for 2 innings to the big man, 6'7" lefty that none of these lefty batters on Philly could touch. Couldn't touch him. And then
Right.
Mendoza going out in the ninth inning. Diaz, 2 walks. What are you doing, Diaz? Oh, well, I'm trying to pick my spots, pick my corners. Okay, well, you're throwing 101 miles an hour. They're not going to touch you.
Just throw
Throw
it down the
it
middle. Yeah.
up in the middle of the plate. So Mendoza is so spot on. And you know what? Even in the
Yeah, it's
game,
ridiculous.
even in the game with McGill, and he rolled the dice. McGill got the 2 outs in the ninth, you know, and it was Diaz blew it, but Vientos tied it. We got 6-6, 2 out in the ninth, and you know what he was gonna do. You're gonna get that run in the 10th inning with that second base shit, and he was gonna bring in Garrett, Garrett or Stanek, and they were gonna maybe win the whole thing and he rolled with it. And McGill, he couldn't finish the deal. Okay, he couldn't finish it, but Mendoza's not gonna, he just went for it. He went for it.
Mendoza, Mendoza is the most experienced first year manager of all time. It's unbelievable what he's accomplished. You can't even believe what he's done because he said, yeah, you know, when people asked him, did you think about keeping Peterson? And he said, no. He says, why? Because Diaz is my closer. He said, and even after he walked the first two, he said, I know, no problem. Just keep in there. He's so cool. I mean, that's why Lindor and the men, there's no panic in these guys.
None of us
Unreal.
wanted. There's something about Diaz. None of us wanted him. Um, you're still a little dark there, big guy, but
I know.
I know you'll
I
get
know.
edited. But no one, there you go. No one wanted him. That's better. Nobody.
I'm sorry.
Nobody, a lot of editing for Anthony.
I know. Yeah.
Nobody wanted Diaz in there, but if they're gonna get to where they want to go, he had to put him in. If you
And he
can't
even
get
said it, Diaz, after he says, didn't do my job earlier in the week, but he let me do my job and I did, and I feel really good.
that's, and he had to do it because if they wanted to go where they wanted to go, he had to he had to pitch him. Of course, there's
He,
a lot of
his arm
baseball,
is electric. There's no problem. 101 miles an hour. Jesus.
and you
He's
got
just gotta, fix whatever it is with his mechanics or in the off season or right now even. But just those walks early on are rough. If he just gets that first out, it's done. I don't know, Vin. It's just so
Philly.
exciting.
Phillies are not going to stop fighting. The seventh inning was very frustrating. First and third, no out. And this was pretty much Iglesias' worst game. He just looked, the at-bats were not, the at-bats with the bases loaded were not competitive in the first and second
That was
inning.
pretty bad. Yeah.
But first and third, no one gave a competitive at-bat. and you wanted that fifth run. You wanted to feel like we can use, and then it even felt like, and who comes in the eighth inning relief? They come in, shut the door really fast, and then in the ninth inning, with first and second, you're thinking, wow, we tying run at the plate, and you wanted that one run, you wanted that fifth run, and maybe it's just a bad sign. And Mendoza, you just probably have somehow
I couldn't
commented.
take it. It's just too much. It's just, but it's so exciting, so much fun. And these guys all play for each other. They have each other's backs. It's a special group. They've celebrated 3 times, like I said, in 9 days. Oh my God, for real.
And
That's
this
just
was Stearns came in, and we've always seemed to get guys that not that Milwaukee is a very small market. We always seem to get guys come from a smaller market to New York, and all the success they had somewhere else never really equates here. Never really jives. But what we have here is a young Stearns and a young Mendoza. We've always dreamed, and we've never got it. Yankee fans have had it. We never got it. Giant fans have had it. Jets fans, we never had it. But for Mets and Jets, we always wanted that. Can we get a manager who's going to last 15 to 20 years? And we never get it.
so, yeah.
Mendoza's a young guy. Stearns is a young guy.
And
Mendoza
Stearns is a New York guy who's a Met fan.
and you know what? I hate these billionaires. I give kudos to Cohen because when he shoved all that money at Scherzer and the other guy,
Verlander, yeah.
Verlander, right? And it didn't work. And they had that 2 years ago, and then Marte got hurt. They had no answer for that. But even when Marte went down this year, you felt like guys came in and they did. But you could see Cohen, his plan of he came in there with a plan, and the plan failed miserably. And usually these billionaire guys just keep throwing the money out there. No, he was smart enough to know I made big mistakes. How I did it did not work. How I did it was an absolute failure.
Again with this, it's not okay.
And let's
The battery's not. I'm sorry.
looks like you're sinking.
I know. Sorry again. Well, dark again. All right.
Why?
Well,
What light you talking about? What light you trying to do?
the background went dark because it's because the computer was the battery was low. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better. But Anthony's got to do a lot of editing for this one.
I know. Anyway, now you got 7 games. I know now I'm like Max Headroom, remember? No, now they got a 7 game series. So you might be able to use a Senga or what's his name? Peterson easily, McNeil, he's going to the Arizona Fall League. You might say, who needs him? Well, he did help them down in the end, So maybe he'll give Iglesias a little bit of a break, like because his bat's a little slower now against the right-handers. Maybe you bring McNeil in, and I don't know.
You know what? If anybody's going to use them correctly, it's going to be Mendoza. You have that comfort level. Listen, doesn't have to be 7 games. Hope it's the Mets. If it's less than 7 games, obviously hope it's our guys. But you know what? I think Senga, dude, he's gonna start a game. You're not telling him he's not gonna start a game. He's and what's his name?
Anaya,
Anaya? Dude,
Quintana,
we the whole time they were playing really well. We said, well, we don't have an ace to the staff. We don't even really feel like we had a two. We felt like all these starters with a lot of threes. Quintana, we wanted him tarred and feathered, and somehow it just the system, right? Like you said, Quintana, man, just having a terrible, bunch of starts in a row, and then to all of a sudden,
how he was last year. He was the number
wow!
5
But
pitcher.
but this is big time, man. Though the change and what he's become, and I didn't want him in the playoffs at all. And this guy was the guy.
Listen, they
And
were all 5. Then they were 11 games on they weren't making the playoffs. Come on, we
but
were
think about this
expecting
now.
yeah.
You're throwing Senga, Minaya, and Quintana
They almost
out
traded.
there.
We're going to trade Pete at the deadline. Remember? Come on, this is the most ridiculous year. And if it ends up with a World Series victory, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but you know, I kind of think, well, we'll find out. It's the Dodgers at home. It's going to be hard to beat them. Probably be the Dodgers, and it's Dodgers. Let's go, and let's see what they do with Otani, with all these lefties.
Well, we don't know who it's going to be, Dodgers, San Diego, but we'll see.
Well, Dodgers are up 2-1 now. So,
No, it's 2-2.
2-2. I'm sorry, but it's at home. That's what I mean. It's the last
Yeah,
game.
the Dodgers are at home tomorrow. So, all right.
That's the other
Well,
thing. Now they've been resting and partying, and they went out to clubs. Some of these guys, they're just living it up, and it's just a high. And then they get down to business and go out there and put 5 runs up in these games right away. It's like, no,
just too many good moves. Beta's having a great year. He totally goes south. They bring in Taylor. They get Winker. Winker, this just nut. I told
yeah,
you,
this guy's,
should have been a
all right.
'60s child. Winker,
Yeah, he
just
does. And then the other guy, Nemo's grandmother dies, and
ah,
he doesn't tell anybody, and he has these tremendous game. No, and then he stopped hitting, but he still contributes. And Pete, he hit a couple, he's back. Gotta sign him. Sorry. At this point, how could you not?
well, you see, he's back. He's back to getting a hit here and there, getting a lot of walks, a little home run. Here we go, man. This is and Lindor. I think people, all this whole team looks at Lindor. It starts with
He's a
him,
special guy, yeah.
and he has a serious look. He goes, "Listen, we win the World Series, we'll have a whole off season of freaking smile, But right now, he wants it. Guys always want. Yeah, of course they want it bad, but when you come that close and not getting it, and you feel you're on a team that's probably better than what he was on that came close, you got to get it.
I remember about a month or two ago, that right-handed young guy, not that young, but he's got crazy leg, Bernarzo or something, you know, and he's a little older, but he's like a rookie. Um, big guy. He's having trouble getting anybody out. They had a big lead. And Lindor's, come on, you want he's like always the cheerleader for these guys, no matter who it is, no matter what the problem is. He makes them feel that they can do it. He's truly a leader. And he's grown into the job, and he's a captain, and he's an all-star. He's an MVP, he's everything. I just hope that they get it done.
Well, let's hope to get it done, and let's not forget he's out. He's got the big operation going. But what's his name? Chris Scott. And they got the money situation is good. The farm system is back. They got a
Acuna
influx of
showed he got
infielders.
something too.
What's that?
Acuna showed that he's got some
Oh,
stuff, and then you still have to see what you're gonna do with Beatty. I don't know, but Mauricio, some of these guys are gonna get traded so that they can get somebody. But
you have to. They have too many infielders that are really good. Vientos, he's there. Lindor's there in his spot. Iglesias, Kuna. Then the kid who got hurt right away. He was supposed to be a
Mauricio,
stud.
and then what
What's
do you
that?
do with Beatty and McNeil?
McNeil. Yeah, they got some decisions to make, but
I don't see
Mets
them ending up with
55
Soto.
back after a long time. OMG, let's do it,
Yeah,
baby.
I
Do
don't
it.
see them getting Soto. I think it's Pete and a couple of pitches, and I don't know. We'll see. I don't know though. The Stearns knows what he's doing.
Well,
It's
we'll be doing a
exciting.
bunch of
Oh
Mets
my God, you're right.
55s.
OMG.
Yeah, we got to do a bunch of Mets 55s. Glad we're back out here, buddy. We'll be back probably sometime next week. And
Let's go Mets, man. I just love that
that's-
there's no rush. It's not going to be till Sunday night. It's like,
yeah, well,
and it's a 7-game series. So you're
our
going to
heart
get two
rate's gonna
more at
be up
home.
again real soon. We might as well enjoy good health.
Yeah. Keep your heart going. Anyway,
All right,
guys out
bro.
there, whatever, it's been great. And we're lucky. So just keep going.
Mets
Let's go
55,
Mets.
tell your friends about us. We'll be back on next week, halfway through the series. Let's go.
Yep. Let's go Mets.